So I just had my meeting where I had to present some work, and of course my internet cuts out, so it cuts me out of the meeting entirely, and then when I get back in I can't open my presentation, so I had to give the entire presentation just, me talking, which went fine. Really good to get some feedback. And then I had lunch. Because I have practically nothing in the house, I had bolognese and cheese with no pasta. And I literally have like nothing else to eat. So I'm definitely going to have to go shopping. But I have a therapy session in about 10 minutes. It's about to start. And I then need to go walk Reg. So it won't be until a little while later. But yeah, okay. I'll see you in a bit. Look at this drama queen. What's he having a tantrum about? Oh, really? Well, I don't care. We're going on this walk. Look at all the crocuses. Hey, Reg. Look how pretty. Hi guys, so as you can probably tell, I am not at home. Oh god, I look ridiculous. I'm currently in the Sainsbury's car park because, like I said before, I have no food and I need to go shopping. I don't know why I'm talking quietly, there's no one else in the car, but I'm going to keep this short because I don't want to be that person who's sitting in their car talking to their phone. But yeah, I went for a walk with Reg, which, not to be dramatic, was a bit of a mental strain. No reading has got done today, by the way, so that's my reading update. But so my dog doesn't get on with other dogs, and I try my absolute best to avoid them and, be respectful of other owners. And I, walk Reg in places where it's not that busy, and I'm trying to train him out of reacting to other dogs. And I mean, I know that it's not something that you really think about when you don't have a reactive dog, but it when someone sees me struggling to change directions, try and move out of their way and go onto the muddy grass to try and go around them so that our dogs don't come into contact, don't just stand there and laugh at me. It's not kind. And also, if they would just keep walking, completely ignore me, they could look around and have their laugh then, but keep walking because they're just standing there. My dog's getting worse and worse and riled up, and I'm trying to keep my balance in 3 inches of mud, and it's just so incredibly frustrating. And I'm not going to cry in the middle of the Sainsbury's car park. And, also, if you're going to choose to have your dog off a lead in a park where you're not supposed to, then, maybe, kindly, if you see someone walking a dog that has on their collar or their lead or their harness no dogs or something to that effect, which I do, and, you're walking along and your dog is just, bumbling around, not looking at anything, and is coming closer and closer to my dog, who's getting more and more riled up, don't just walk off and leave the person to try and calm their anxious dog who's trying to who's growling and whining and getting upset. Just call your dog over. You could do people could do so much more just to do make someone else's life a little easier, and I just, okay, that's enough whinging. Right, okay, I'm in Sainsbury's. I need a full top up of practically everything, and I'm really thirsty, so I'm probably gonna get a drink, and someone's just parking next to me, so that's awkward. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this clip off now and do some shopping. Not my day, is it? Why did you knock over the bin? Wow, I'm really looking at my best this week. So, my boot's busted. I've been having a trouble with the key turning in the boot. For a little while now, it just sort of like, as I was turning the key to open the boot, I don't have one of those ones. I don't have one of those ones where you just like press a button to open the boot. You have to turn a key specifically. Anyway, what was I saying? I just needed to give my dog some water. I can't remember. Anyway, my boot is now busted. I can't get it open. So I had to clamber over. I just gave you water. I had to clamber over the back seat to get my shopping out. So yeah, that's not fun. And yeah, just unpacking my shopping. I need to do stuff. Reg, I just gave you water. You don't need to throw a tantrum. So I'm going to finish unpacking all this shopping. I'm going to do a bit of hoovering and some washing up. And then I'm going to think of having a nice relaxing bath, because I'm just having one of those days and I need one. Okay, so I'm going to be trying... Oh, okay, very hard to shake. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Oh god, don't look at my foot, it's disgusting. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying this and see what it tastes like. Morning guys, so no more reading got done yesterday. I also forgot to update. So my friends came over, we had Indian takeout, which was good, and we just hung out for the entire evening and it was a lot of fun. I think it really turned yesterday around. Didn't have time for that nice relaxing bath though, so I'm going to plan that for this evening, which I'm very excited for. Also, update on that milk. Not my favourite. It made my cereal soggy like absolutely instantly. I am trying to sort of consume less animal products for sort of environmental friendly reasons. And I don't like the taste of almonds, and I don't like the taste of coconut, so I thought that hazelnut would be a good alternative. But it did just taste like water with a hint of flavouring in it. Like, you know, if you've ever like not washed a cup properly and then poured yourself a glass of water, and then you get this weird sort of watery aftertaste of whatever was last in that drink, like that's what it tasted like. So, not my favourite. I will finish it because I bought it, but I don't see myself sort of switching over to that full time. So still on the search for a nice tasting alternative. I could see it working in like cooking, but in terms of like cereal or coffee, I don't see how it would work. So I'm a bit concerned about my TBR this week, given the fact that it's already Wednesday and I've finished one thing, technically the very shortest thing, and I'm only a couple of chapters into Matilda, and I still have I Was Born for This, Birthday, Red, White and Royal Blue and Wicked on my TBR, which isn't going to happen. So I'll just see what I can prioritise this week and what I can get done. But yeah, in terms of the books, I think it's really interesting to think about why those books in specific were recommended to Virgos. I wonder whether or not it's a case of the main character is a Virgo, or the main character is someone that a Virgo is sort of most compatible with, I guess, or maybe there's aspects of the plot that the people recommending thought would be interesting to Virgos. I think with Matilda, it's definitely the first one. Matilda as a character is most certainly most aligned with the traits of a Virgo, which I'm really enjoying Matilda. I'd forgotten how good Roald Dahl's writing is. And something that I think we don't see often in fiction is, because I see the narrative so much of like, oh, you owe your family so much and blah, 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 blah. You know, if someone has parents who, you know, neglect them and do horrid, horrid things, and I'm not talking about just like giving people homework and whatever, like, you know, there are neglectful and abusive and manipulative parents out there, and, you know, people shouldn't be feeling forced into like sticking with someone like that because they are blood relatives. And I think that this is a really good example of Matilda eventually finding a loving family outside of blood relatives. It's kind of like when people use the saying blood runs thicker than water, which is only half the saying, and it's not very well known, but the original saying was actually the blood of the covenant runs thicker than the water of the womb, and it actually has the opposite meaning. So it actually means that the relationships that you form out of your own volition are just as important, if not more important, than the relationships you're handed at birth. So I think that that's a really important message to be out there, you know, because not everyone has a loving set of parents. I mean, I'm very fortunate to, you know, get on absolutely amazingly with both of my parents, but that's not the case for everybody. And someone's at the door. Anyway, I'm going to go walk Reg and then head into work and... Reg? And yeah, probably get some reading done in the afternoon. Hi guys, so just got back from the lab. Had a good day. It's about 3 now. And just waiting for my lunch to cool down so I can eat. And then gonna feed Reg, take her for a walk, and then do another couple of hours of work. And then my aim is to finish Matilda tonight, so that I have the second half of the week to focus on the other books. So that's the hope anyway, so I'll see if I can get that done. Hi guys. I just had to go into the guest room to film this update because my dog was being so loud. Anyway, so as you can probably tell, I'm in pyjamas and I am pretty much ready for bed now. But I did end up finishing Matilda and I really, really loved it. So I think I'd forgotten just how good Roald Dahl's books could be. I think that back when I discovered audiobooks and before I knew about places like Audible and Scribd, I was... Hang on, let me find somewhere to put you. Okay, this angle is not the best, but I was tired of holding the camera. Anyway, so once I first discovered audiobooks as a way of sort of consuming stories, but not having like having to read the physical books. So I started listening to audiobooks right when I started doing lab work, sort of more independently as part of work rather than as part of my undergrad. So I didn't really know about the sort of good places to get audiobooks. I wanted to try things that weren't like wildly expensive. So I found that you can often find very cheap or free versions of classics. So I tried listening to a couple of Roald Dahls and they just didn't live up to the sort of magic that I'd sort of put them in my head. So I was a bit apprehensive of restarting Matilda this week, but I really, really loved it. I can see kind of why, in this case, it was chosen to be recommended to the Virgo sign, because of the fact that I think that Matilda as a character falls under a lot of the sort of classic traits. She's very analytical, she's good at problem solving, she's an out of the box thinker, she's incredibly strong willed. I just think it's an incredible story, and one that I think is still incredibly relevant today. As I mentioned earlier, I think that stories where sort of children get out of toxic environments are really, really important, because I think that the narrative that you know, your family or your family and that's that isn't a healthy one for people suffering with abuse and neglect at the hands of family members. So the fact that I mean, I don't know if I'm going to spoil Matilda for anyone. I'm assuming everyone's read it, but the fact that she gets herself out of that awful situation that she was in with her parents was, I think, such an important story for children who are in the same situation. But yeah, I think it's still, I mean, there's a reason why it's a classic, and I was going to start one of the other books today, especially given the fact that we've already gone through half the week, but I kind of just want to see if Matilda's on, okay, that's going to annoy me, if Matilda's on one of the sort of movie streaming sites and have a watch of that. I still have Birthday, I Was Born for This, Red, White and Royal Blue and Wicked on my TBR. I think that I'm going to save Wicked for later, because that's, I believe, the longest one, and the next longest one is Red, White and Royal Blue. Now, do I want to start with that one and then probably only read one other, or do I want to read the two shortest books and sort of up the number of books I've read? I'll see what I feel like tomorrow. I'm very much a mood reader. But yeah, I don't think anything else exciting happened between when we last talked and now. I had a nice relaxing bath where I did another one of the self-care tips, which was singing in the shower or bath, which I very much enjoyed. Took Reg for another walk. Didn't really get any more work done, so I'm going to need to tot up how many hours I do, because I work part-time. So I need to see how many hours I've done over the past couple of days, and then how many hours I have left to do over tomorrow and the day after. So I'm probably going to spend the rest of the evening chilling rather than reading, and then I will update you either tomorrow or when I decide what I'm reading next. So, yep, see you tomorrow.